Hi everyone, my name is Larissa. I'm 21. I'm Samoan and born and raised here in Auckland, New Zealand. And my superpower would be invisibility.
Ooh, tell us why.
Because you never know, I can sneak up on people. Okay,
So that's our panelists for today. So the purpose of the panel, and myself as well, is just to we want to be that voice for people who may be going through bullying or who are struggling with bullying. So today I just want to get these people to come in just to share their experience, share their knowledge, and their opinions on that perspective, because I feel like it's really important, as specifically youth, to be able to speak on this sort of topic and kind of spread awareness about it, not only for our young people, but for our Pacifica people too. So just the structure of this talk today. So I'll just say questions and I'll ask them to the cohort, and then each person will just say whatever you feel, whatever pops up in your mind, however you perceive the question, answer it the way you want to do. Because there's no right or wrong answer. And this is a safe space, as I said before, so don't be afraid. So our first question, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes?
Yep.
Cool. So our first question is, if a person is experiencing bullying right now, what advice would you give them to safely raise what they are experiencing?
Well, me personally, I feel like I would approach them in a way where it's sort of private. And I want them to I want to be able to create a space where it's comfortable for them to just express themselves.
Yeah.
Me personally, I experienced a lot of bullying as well, but I wasn't able to express myself in terms of like trying to like have an outlet or have so that I'm able to get any support.
Yeah.
So I definitely would understand that person's experience with that case. Yeah, just being there as a support, just a person to listen.
Yeah.
Really, because you need to have the outlet to be able to feel like someone understands and hears you.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And to like touch on what you said, like you just needed somebody to listen. You didn't need somebody to
say anything or have any opinion.
Yeah.
Like just someone to vent to.
Yeah.
First-handedly.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, just going off what Selena said, talking to someone you're comfortable with could be a friend, could be even a teacher, or completely someone out of that area, or just someone that you can talk to, even your parents, maybe even your siblings. Anyone can help with what you're going through, just as long as you're comfortable communicating what you're feeling.
Yeah. And that's definitely necessary. And like to touch base on that, like, because it's important to talk to family and friends and to siblings and all that, but what's the step that you take in order to make them feel like they can talk to you? You know what I mean? Like, because it's so important to have somebody listen to you, but how can you create that space where they can feel safe to do so, if that makes sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, what do you feel like? Like, first what's coming to your mind? Like, what's the first step you think you need to do to make somebody feel safe enough to talk to you about what they're going through?
Well, like I said, just to pull them aside and make sure that it's private. You don't want them to like put them on the spot with anyone else there, because that'll just bring on discomfort for them to stay bottled up.
Yeah.
And so maybe just be like, hey, I did notice that you were feeling some type of way. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need something to tell me? Like, do you need to tell me something?
Yeah. Is anything going on that you want to talk about? Yeah, that's good. So like, and rather than waiting for them to actually start the conversation, you start first.
Yeah. I wouldn't usually wait on the person to tell me.
Yeah.
I would just give them the option to tell me.
Yeah.
I won't force it upon them either. and yeah, and kind of be relatable as well. You don't want to feel like you're comparing yourself to them, but just be relatable and say like, hey, I understand, like I've experienced it like myself. But just know that I'm here. If we need to talk to anyone to talk to.
Just speak up. They want to hear our beautiful voices.
Hello.
Our voices. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Check,
awesome.
check.
So just touching base on what Selena said. Now I feel like I'm yelling.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. I'll talk louder. I'll talk louder. Sorry.
But just briefly explain what you just said. About taking the first step.
Just approach them like in a private manner.
Yeah. First. Yeah.
And then just ask them if they're okay,
Mm.
because obviously you feel like there is a little bit of tension, or like they're not themselves, and give them the option to express themselves and be open about what they want to get off their chest. It's important for them to do that so that they don't feel bottled up or feel like they are not able to speak out loud.
Yeah.
I think just like what she said, like of course checking up on them, but it doesn't have to necessarily be like straight into the hard questions. Like, I know you're going through this. It's just simply like, oh, like let's hang, or what are you doing today? You never know, like naturally then they'll start to open up, especially, or it just doesn't take that much. Just those little, suggestions or questions, just to be like, oh, I want to go out today, or like, how you feeling? Doesn't take that much just to check up on them.
Okay, that's a good one. Yes. Friend?
Sorry to do this, but can you get back to the question? Can you
Repeat
ask me-
the question,
just
that's all
read the
good.
wording.
So if a person is experiencing bullying right now, what advice would you give them to safely raise what they are experiencing?
Okay, so a tough thing with people who go through bullying, and like many things, it's hard to detect when someone's going through something. So in terms of like being able to give advice to someone who's going through something, you may not be able to tell that they're going through something. Like, see, if you're going through something, you're like smiling and so wonderfully presenting yourself.
Yeah.
How could I tell?
Yeah.
So it goes on. Just people in general, just to act and behave, and not necessarily act, but treat others in a way that allows them to know that they are cared about. And that's a big part about allowing someone who's being bullied to speak up, is they kind of forget, or they can forget that they matter and that people do care about them. So it's just a thing of being able to present yourself in a way that allows them to feel comfortable to take the first step to come to you. Something really tough about speaking up is when you're in your own head, you create your own narrative and you make it more scary than it is if you're going through something speaking up. So it's just like if anyone just in general is listening, just that they're telling you, no, it's not as bad as you think it is. You're doing something that is positive and you do mean something. And so just basic principles like that, just living your life like that and allowing people just to be able to see that. So we're talking, like Selena was talking about, comfortable spaces, and we may not do it like blatantly, like saying, look, you can come to me anytime, but just the way you carry yourself, like being respectful and showing like, small things, just checking up on people every now and then. So like, just stuff like that.
That was beautiful. Love that.
Yeah.
Love all of these comments. Oh, we're on a roll tonight, guys. Okay, awesome. So the second question is, as a person that experienced bullying, or if you don't have to speak on your own story, or you speak on someone who's talked to you about bullying in a safe manner, of course, what do you want teachers, parents, leaders, employers, and community to know when they're going through that?
I'll go first. I experienced bullying during primary school and early high school. Not much later in high school, just because when I was little, I was pretty skinny. I was really small. A lot of kids would pick on me for that. Don't do what I did. I got I went through the violent path. I
Mhm.
got into a fight and got suspended. That's a negative way.
Yep.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that. You said it.
Yes, but what I would do if I was back there, I would probably have confided in someone that I felt comfortable to.
Yeah.
To the person who might help a bullied person or who's helping them go through that.
Yeah.
It may seem small, but just asking someone who might be going through that could do a lot for them. They might think it's the biggest help ever if they are getting bullied. So just asking a question, how you are around them
Yeah.
can make the biggest difference. And that's what I would have done
Yeah.
back then.
What do you wish like teachers or maybe your friends would have done? Or like what would you have liked for them to know?
Just to let them know that I am being bullied, because a lot of times they would play it off as jokes. If you feel uncomfortable around them and they're making you do stuff that you don't want to do, that's a sign that something's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not, and no one's going to laugh at you if you bring up the problem. That's what we're worried about.
Yeah.
But yeah, just teachers and friends. I wish I wish they would have asked me what's going on.
Rather than water it down.
Yeah, rather than boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that. Or it's just school. It's just primary school. Just
Yeah.
playing around. I wish they would have taken a more serious approach from it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true.
But please don't do what I do. Violence is not the answer.
Yes, it is not. Repeat it again. Say it again. Violence is not the
Violence
answer.
is not the answer.
Yes. Just want to make sure that it's clear in this discussion. Everyone else. This question, you can it's quite broad, isn't it? As a person that experienced bullying, what do you want teachers to know? I'm going to do it. Yeah, so I'm going to break this question out and I'm going to start with teachers and then parents and then leaders and employees because different groups. So as a person that experienced bullying or who knows someone that went through bullying, what did you want teachers to know?
Just what Sifa said.
Yeah.
Like, I'm being bullied.
Yeah, take it seriously.
I need some support so that it doesn't continue to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I too have been bullied. I've had throughout high school.
Yeah.
But I was different. I took it in an approach where I became very suppressive and did not talk about it to anybody. So I just kept it all in. I stayed bottled up. And that to me created a lot of loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, I have become a lot more supportive of my younger siblings because being the second eldest in the family has and experiencing that has helped me to just check up on my younger siblings and make sure that they're all right in school and that no one's being or rather them being the bully or they are being bullied. Just that continuous support, letting them know that I am here if they need to talk to me about anything because I don't want them to be like me and feel bottled up or feel like they don't have any support or anyone to talk to. But yeah, I would definitely just explain to it doesn't necessarily have to be a teacher, I feel. In school, in high school, we have our prefects and we have our mentors. We actually had mentors in high school, back when I was in high school. So they are kind of sort of secondhand teachers, almost. So you could approach them about it, just let them know, and then they can, if you feel like you are comfortable to talk about it to the teachers, then bring it up with them as well. it doesn't have to be a big thing, just as long as you have made them aware of your situation and sort of sort it out with your parents and the bullies parents and them as well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So something that I guess I would like the teachers to know. Was it like that?
Yeah, like what
Mm.
the question is like what they want teachers and parents to know when you're experiencing bullying.
Would probably be a bit of the flip side, just wanting them to know how hard it is to speak up, because as has been mentioned, you do get very isolated and very lonely, and so the way you speak up may not be coming to you and saying, I'm being bullied. It might be like, oh, today I'm not feeling the best, and it might be covered or disguised in different ways. So I would want them to know how hard it is, so that when they do see, like, I bring like this general example of being bullied, I'd be like, oh, this person took my lunch or something like that. It's not necessary. I don't want you to find a way for me to have lunch or get my lunch back, because I'm not bringing you the example. I'm bringing you my feeling that I was hurt by this thing happening. And so it's simple things like that, which when you do speak, there are like little signs of, I'm asking you, please help me, I'm going through something. And I think just simply knowing how hard it is to speak up will would allow teachers and parents, just to be more open-mindedness, have more open-mindedness, and be more aware when they are approached by young people.
Yeah. What is an example of that?
Well, just that's a general thing. I don't want to like too precise things, but like lunch or like growing up, playing PlayStation with your brother, they take control of you. It's like something like that. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing that get you to speak up. It could just be like you're tired of something, so it could be something small. So it's just being aware that these signs may come through, and just to be willing to listen and dial with people.
Just to normalize, not to normalize that behavior.
I like the reason why I asked that again is because I wanted you to touch base on the fact that small matters matter as well. Like it doesn't have to be like this big thing where it's like, oh yeah, because even the littlest things are important as well, and they matter and they're valid. And I think it's important for teachers and parents and employees and everyone to know that if I'm feeling a type of way, I'm feeling it because I'm actually feeling it, because like I'm trying to like cause something or anything, like regardless of the size of the issue, it's valid. And I'm glad that you touched the point on that, because you're right. My sister.
I think I want teachers or even parents to know that, especially with experiencing bullying, that fostering diversity is important.
Yes.
I think especially culturally, for me, I was within a high school where I was the minority in a white, dominant school, and that played a lot in bullying for me. I felt, and I feel like that's what teachers need to be aware of as well, because not only do they teach these subjects, but students also follow how they behave, what they believe in, and everything like that. And I think just being that projecting onto us kids and also fellow peers, that's really important as well, just to foster that diversity, I guess, and normalize that there are other ethnic groups and it's okay to be different. And that's actually without us being seasoning.
Say that again. Oh my God.
Say it louder.
Say it louder. No,
But
that's so important.
Yeah,
That's
especially just being when you are inserted in such situations and environments, and you feel already you're like the outsider. You don't need that extra thing from teachers and stuff like that to feel that way, that hostility.
No, that's so true. And I think it's important, like I understand we go through what we go through like as individuals, but I think kind of like to summarize what Will said is just what we wanted them to know is just be kind in the spaces that we're in, and just to acknowledge everyone, running back on what we said before, small things matter, big things matter, everything matters, the way we feel is valid. Love that. Awesome. So our third question is, So what can our Pacifica community do better with addressing bullying? Okay, this is very, very important because this touches base on a lot of different things, because as me personally, I think my opinion is that in Pacifica households, sometimes they water down what bullying is, or it's like casual bullying, and it's like, no, it's just a joke, sis. Like, I didn't mean to like mock your hairstyle, but to the person who's getting mocked and the person who's getting bullied, it actually hits deeper. And I feel like it's important for us to have this discussion because I see it a lot in Pacific households.
Yeah.
So what are your views on that? Let me repeat the question because I like diverse. So what can our Pacifica communities, or I'm just gonna say, like, what can we do as Pacifica youth to address bullying, or what can we do better when we discuss it with like our families or with our siblings? You know, I have 2 little siblings, and this is really important to me for them to hear it as well. So what do you think we could do when addressing that to our Pacifica households?
I mean, it's more of a thing to raise it with the parents, more like, because I feel the parents are the ones who water it down usually. We learn from them. So when we have a problem or we're going through something and they just shrug it off like it's nothing, like you see a lot. Like a good example is watching rugby dad and his son at a rugby game. You can see the rugby dad and see how he talks to the son. And the son is obviously distressed, but for us or most of the Pacific group, that's normal to see. That's completely normal to see. Or whereas it could be to another group, it would be outright abuse. So I think it's the fact that to raise it to your parents is a good thing because they're the ones we learn from. So more like just to not make it seem like it's normal to ignore everything that your children are going through.
I guess pretty much to kind of ignite the conversation. I'm thinking about this too.
Yeah, I feel like it's just too normal for our Pacific Island community. It's obviously I feel like our mentality is that we have to be strong, and that talking about like our emotions and how we feel is kind of like, I don't know, like just being sensitive.
Get rid of the
Like
image
it's just something that growing up in obviously in a Pacific Island home, we don't really talk about things like that. So it all really just starts from home. But yeah, just the lack of exposure that we have with this whole anti-bullying, and just having a lot more education towards trying to prevent the bullying continuing and mental health issues continuing. But we do need a lot more with like what Sifa said, just bringing it forth with our parents so that we're able to then take on that for our kids and then so forth.
Because it essentially starts the way you act, it starts at home. You know what I mean? Like how you carry yourself outside of the house. Is a reflection of what you see in your household. Is that what we just decided? Is that what we completed? I just wanted to rethink. Because yes, it starts from home. That's totally right. Like growing up, that's my dad. Growing up in a household, a Pacifica household, you're right, it gets watered down. And we're seen, or specifically my generation, we're seen as being too sensitive, I've heard, because we express how we feel. Because we believe ourselves that how we feel is valid and that how we feel should be expressed, regardless if it's big or small. But to people older than me, like my elders, it's sensitive. They're sensitive, and it's because for them they they grew up thinking that suppressing your emotions was okay because saying it out loud is not a big deal. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
let me like think first. Like, let me get my train of thought. How we feel is pretty much what I'm trying to say is how we feel is valid, and what we say to our parents and our elders at home matters in a way, because the response that we want is one that, you know, helps us get through what we're going through. You know, but I feel like in Pacifica households, it's more like, man up, toughen up,
I'll
Yeah.
take it by the
take
chin.
it, go,
Yeah.
you know, and that's not right.
It's not right.
Not right.
No.
No, it isn't.
It isn't.
Are you listening? Oh yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
And it kind of creates a whole lot of distance as well,
Yeah.
like between like your relationship with your parents as well.
Yeah.
So not being able to talk to them about it, and being honest with your feelings and
Mhm.
everything that's going on with you, it's sort of puts you off
Yeah.
and makes you not want to talk to them about it anymore.
Yeah.
So it is very important to be, as a parent, you know, if you're wanting to have any kids, like, just know that you have to be very, very open-minded and supportive. That I
Yeah.
think that's an important thing. Especially for like younger children growing up.
Mhm.
Obviously they look towards their parents. If it's whether it's for guidance, whether it's for like just support, anything,
Yeah.
they'll always first-handedly look up to the parents. So yeah.
Love it.
Just to jump on feedback off your answer, I think a really key word that you used, and that's in Pacifica households, is distance, and it's just taking away the distance. Shrinking the distance between us and elders, because obviously sometimes in Pacifica households there can be a hierarchy, and you can say at times it is needed when like you don't speak to elders, you only speak when you're spoken to, and
Yeah.
just things that are things like that can create a distance and make you feel further away from someone who you should be able to lean on and trust.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to take that distance away in a sense, so you can feel like, you know, even though you are an elder, I can approach you, I can share with you how I feel. And it goes to what you were saying about seeing people in, you know, small things matter, like everything matters, like big or small, because it's the whole watered down culture. And when you think, oh no, this is insignificant,
Yeah.
I don't need to tell mom, dad, or whoever's looking after us that, you know, I feel this way about something that may be perceived as small, when they've got like bills to pay or bigger things, like whatever you're going through, it does matter. And it's just in Pacifica households, I reckon it's a big thing of just trying to take that away, just that distance in between young ones and our elders. And it's just a thing of like letting them know, you know, even though I'm younger, I do have something to offer.
Mhm.
I do have an opinion that does matter and can like give you insight on something and things like that. I think that's really important for us.
Yes. How about you, Sis?
I think just going off what you said, definitely if we're going to encourage, you know, conversation within our households, we have to start with making sure we don't solidify those negative gender norms. Like you said, you know, that whole, oh, you need to man up, or this is just life, that's the way it is. Actually acknowledging that our feelings are real. And creating that space and letting like your kids know that, you know, even though they may not be doing something grand in life or whatever it is, that their feelings are real, and how they feel is like, you know, it doesn't have to be attached to something. Say like, I know a lot of parents are like, oh, you know what, you don't even know the struggle because you don't even work, or you know,
Yeah.
you don't know you're not paying bills or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just like, you
Oh
know,
my
you
God,
should,
yeah.
no, like you do, they have to, you know, remember that, you know, you do have your own life and each person has their own journey
Yes.
and how they handle it. So just to start there as well, and just to remove all of that will, you know, bring that gap, you know, bring it closer,
Bring
that
it closer.
distance.
Yeah.
That distance. But yeah, that's yeah,
Yeah.
because I know that that's also a lot of young people right now. That's why they feel like they can't talk to their parents, because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a burden. Or if I talk to
Yeah.
them like this, it's what's the point? I'm a nuisance, you know. It's,
Yeah.
you know, it's not real.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's so important. And like, how do you think you should like open the discussion? Because me, I'm gonna be honest, like for my elders, like growing up, I was terrified. Like I would like be like, oh, can I go outside? Like, you know, stuff like that. But now, like as I get older, I put more confidence speaking to my elders and be like, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I, do you need this? Do you need that? How do you think we could like help our children or our youth, you know, be confident enough to start the conversation and talk to our elders about like topics like this, because it's not common that you have discussions like this in your household about bullying, about mental health, about pink shirt day. Like, I don't know, I think my papa goes, oh, it's a nice shirt. It's like, yeah, pink shirt day, papa. And he goes, okay, papa. Like, you know, it's about like kind of sharing that awareness as well, so that they can jump on board and be like, yeah, let's stand up, let's speak up, let's stand together and stop bullying in our households and outside and all that. But how do we like start the conversation with the people in our household? This is not on here. I just made it up. I had a question that popped up while we were talking, because like yeah, sometimes they can be really hard to do for specifically you.
I feel like community wise, like a way in which, you know, that can be encouraged is like, well, for me personally, I was like within performing arts, and the show I did, Daphne, that was really based around mental health awareness within families, and just that space, creating spaces like that. It doesn't have to be blatant, like we said before, but it's just opening that conversation. And that was a way in which families, you know, you come with your parents,
Yeah.
youth, you know,
Yeah.
and parents were actually able to, like, you know, within just storytelling even, they're able to become more aware about mental health awareness and everything like that, and bullying and stuff like that. I guess that's a way, if you're not ready to like just be like, okay, let's sit down, let's just talk about bullying. Just being like, oh, there's like a community like engagements and stuff like that. Just, you know, inviting your family along. It doesn't have to be, you know, big brand, but at least they've like create awareness, and then that's where the conversations start. Especially like with the show as well, we had a lot of parents and feedback, just like they're really curious about it. So it's just starting that.
That's good. That's good. Being subtle about it. Like, come see this show about bullying.
Yeah.
And bam, start the conversation. I love that. No, that's good. Good. Thoughts? Anyone else?
You answered it for all of us.
It's real daunting for people to speak up to elders, because when you're at an age when you've lived something and according to a doctrine or belief, it's hard to, you know, break traditional and move out of what you've been taught your whole life. So it can be real daunting in that sense. But it's just in the first answer, in the first question, we're just saying, you know, it's not as bad as you think it will be. And if it is, someone else is going through it. And Pacifica people, which has always been something I've admired, we're really community driven, and we're communal people. Like, you won't find just one Pacifica family by themselves. They'll be like with another one, and they'll be associated. Everyone's interlinked somehow. And so even if it's not just studying it in your household with elders, it could be just like this, studying it amongst our peers. Because if you're to change an entire generation's belief or way of life, then it will be like a real drawn out, arduous process. But in terms of like us, we're the next people, we're the next generation moving up, again, normalizing it now, and just talking about it as we are, when we get older, when we're in their position, we'll have the next generation in a better place.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, maybe not at home, but maybe with your peers, and just letting them know, just normalize the conversation around bullying and mental health and stuff like that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. So just summarize the question that was asked. Normalize the conversations in your households, families, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Your way you feel matters. What's that? Oh my gosh, it was like blown away by that. Good on you, brother. So, and the next question is, what support can we give to a bully? Because obviously, we can't obviously in that circumstance, like the person who's being bullied, be careful with them as well. But I know those who bully might be going through stuff as well. So the way they feel matters as well. Everyone matters. That's my point. That's the motto for today. We matter. So what can we do to support the bully? Yeah.
I feel like it would be the same way
With support.
the
Yeah.
person who has been bullied. It's the same process, only we're just trying to have a better understanding as to like
What they may be going through.
what they may be going through. Because sometimes they feel like maybe that's their way of having an outlet, like from within.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely the same approach, just finding time to approach them and build that comfortable space for them to openly talk about it, as was said from the first question. But also just giving them advice and maybe even suggesting like professional help if they are ready for that, because I know sometimes you kind of feel discouraged about going to just a random person and just talking about it to them. But
that's good. No, pretty much what we do for those who go through bullying. We should kind of share the same light for people who are bullied.
Yeah.
Because they're going through something as well. Sifa?
Probably not look at them as just a bully. Probably look at them as a victim of something that happened and they're expressing it in probably a negative way. That's probably the best support you can do. Just say hi, say what are you doing, how you going, whatever you're going through. I think they might come at you as aggressive or probably not in the way that you expect, but just being patient with them could help them a lot. That might not work at one go, but just being it might help them a lot.
No, it's important seeing them as a person and not a bully.
Yeah.
No, I think it's so good. Thanks.
I think that was perfect.
That was, that's pretty much just sums it up, eh? That question. What support can we give to a bully? Not see them as a bully, see them as a person.
Yeah, all people. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all people.
yes,
Yeah.
all humans.
We're all going through something. So always be kind. Be kind and be polite. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Oh.
Memory verse, someone said a memory verse. Do we know it? So that's good. That's a short, simple answer to summarize what support we can give to bullies. Final question. What can we do to support victims of bullying? Yeah, that's yeah, they kind of just everything we've been talking about. What can we do to support victims of bullying? We kind of touched base on that throughout our topic, eh? Are there any questions online? Awesome. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, thanks,
Love
Auntie.
that, Mom. Woo! No, that's good. Anything else to say on your guys?
Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh, that's fine. But
Yeah, thanks for
it's okay. I mean, like, about the topic.
I was a little
About the topic,
nervous.
brother.
Thank you for having us. come back next week.
No, stop. You're not done. No.
We are the panelists.
I forgot to introduce Sifa is actually a part-time comedian, so he does this. Fun. Nice to see our young people speaking openly about bullying. Thank you, Charlie. Wow. This needs to be normalized. We need to have more of our youth coming together and creating spaces like this where they feel safe to do so and talk about what they're going through. Even if it's not just bullying, even though I know today's topic of discussion is bullying, but any discussion, we should always create spaces for our specifically youth. And I feel like that starts at home, people. So create the spaces, not only for our children, but for our adults as well, because they matter also. Don't just disregard elders because they're elders and they don't go through what young people go through. No, we all go through something. So everyone should be included. This guy cousin. Oh my gosh, Maria. Sorry.
Shout out Auntie Miss.
But anything else to touch on this
Hi, Mom.
topic of discussion? Anything you want to get out? Anything you want to Sifa, anything you want, like any quote that you want to say before we go? You know, just to kind of encourage people to speak up, stand together, and stop bullying. Because that's essentially what this panel was. The purpose of this panel was to do that, was to encourage people to speak about what they're going to do.
You are not alone. That's only saying.
Mine's quite short. Mine's just be kind.
Yes, be kind. You are not alone. Be kind by Selena Aitarao. Sifa, say yours again.
You are not alone.
By Sifa Lama.
You are not alone.
You can sing.
It's no one, but it's real tough if you're being bullied and it's hard to speak up. And it's just, I mentioned it earlier, just the narrative you play in your own head. So yeah, people are kind, people are good, and like you do matter. Whoever's going through something, someone cares about you, and it's not as bad as you think it is in terms of what might happen when you speak up. Yeah, you can do it.
Say that again.
Say that.
Yeah, it's not as bad. Wait, no, I forgot. Say it again. Say it again.
No,
No,
it was really good.
no. I was so mesmerized by what he said. That's why I forgot. Say that again.
I forgot the word, but it's just along the lines of what you tell yourself in terms of how hard it will be or what people might think when you speak up. It's not as bad as it will be.
Mine would just be normalized conversation.
Yes. Why? Why?
Isn't that, you know?
There's no distance.
No. I
Create safe spaces.
Yes, create safe spaces. So, what's mine? Ask me. Ask me. Because I've been asking all the questions.
Yeah.
Ask me. No, ask me questions.
What's you? Oh.
What's your age and where are you from? You didn't even
Okay, it's my turn. So my name is Tiare. I am 21. What was I want?
What's your superpower?
Oh,
Where are you from?
Culture,
Where do you
yeah.
reside?
where I'm from. So I am Clan descent. I am from 682. Puka Puka. Lado Tonga. Where do I reside? Manga 275. Period. What's the other?
Superpower.
Superpower. Mine would probably be. I'm gonna get soft. Mine would be healing.
Oh.
So sweet.
Yeah, you should teleport. No, just kidding. That's a good one. Teleport's good. I'm late too. Maybe teleport. I'll have a lot. Can I have an infinite amount of superpowers?
No.
She said no, Janet.
Yeah. Even she
Also,
said no.
Janet is here. She has been doing our live and our. I'll probably. Right.
Yeah.
Whoa, why'd you still say that at the same time? But no. That's for today. Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome. So, can I know again? So I was just told that it was you didn't hear our panelists, but that's okay. So I asked our panelists their names, how old they are, where they are from, cultural ethnicity, we'll go with that one, and if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I'll go first.
Okay, she'll go first.
So my name is Selena, and I am from Kentucky, and I currently reside in Brisbane, and I'm 24, 2025, and the superpower that I would like to have would be to time travel.
Why? Tell them why.
So that I can go into the future, go back to the past, and
Hi, my name is Sifa Lama. I was born in Nelson, New Zealand. I grew up in Auckland, and I moved to Australia, and I came back for uni. I'm now living in Auckland, New Zealand, Mahirewa. I am half Hawaiian and half Tongan.
Woohoo! Kingdom of Tonga! Woohoo! 6'8".
Yeah, and my superpower. Do you want to
There you go. You go.
Thank you. My superpower is teleportation.
Woohoo! Why?
Oh, I took free travel. I already said that.
Free travel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, my name's Micah. I'm 22, Samoan. Lived all my life here in South Auckland. Proud. Superhero power, just something that would allow me to eat and not get full or have any problems.
Yes.
But yeah, nice.
Don't we all? 685. Woohoo.
Hi, I'm Larissa, 21, South Auckland, 685.
Woohoo.
Someone. And superpower would be invisibility because you can go wherever, whenever.
Yeah.
We just nice comment.
Thank you for doing something. Aww.
Thank you.
What's up, Jay Dragon? Oh, Jay Dragon, is that Janet? Love
Jay
that.
Dragon.
Jay Dragon.
Jay Dragon.
How about introduce yourself then? Oh, no, that's
No.
okay. That's okay.
She'll introduce herself next week on our next podcast. This is the panelists.
Thank you so much for being a part of this discussion today. I hope that what you took from this discussion is that you matter, you're important. Normalize conversations. Be kind. Be kind. Be polite.
You're not alone.
What did you say? You said one
Really
thing.
covered it.
No.
It's about mattering.
Mattering and
You said
oh wait, you said no.
Normalize.
Okay, awesome. Sorry. Yeah, there was something else that I want to touch base on because I know that if it's hard to talk to your household first, there are also helplines and support on the Mental Health Foundation website, but I want to touch base on one importantly as Lifeline. So that is 0800 543 354 and then what was that one? Youthline as well. So Youthline is 0800 376 633. So you can use these support lines to talk about how you're feeling, or if you just need somebody to listen to you. They are 24/7 as well. So check them out if you need. Thank you so much. Hope you have a lovely night. Don't forget to speak up, stand together, and stop bullying. I don't have no way. Love and light. Thank you.
Let's see if we should do this more. Next week, flamingos are coming back.
Sifa.